feel that we definitely have a responsibility to provide responses to these global health challenges. Not only with the perspective that many of these global health challenges will end up in our city or in our shores of Canada, but more than that, that we have a profound obligation to assist those, just as any other health professional who sees somebody sick and wants to make a contribution. Our contribution is to those who are vulnerable, who have very little attention on the world stage, and who are very much suffering. There's so much suffering going on in Africa and Asia and parts of Latin America, and there is very little response in general to it. We want to be a U of T response, we want to be a Canadian response, and we want to be an individual response from our own hearts and souls to these issues and problems that are going on.
The advantage of having us all together in the center is that it really does provide a core group of individuals with similar interests, so we can take advantage of each other's expertise, experience, and enthusiasm for gaining the funding and the necessary advocacy for all of us to go ahead with our global health research. The most significant preventable nutritional problem in the world today is iron deficiency anemia, and the estimates are that as many as 750 million children in the world suffer from iron deficiency anemia. This is an important problem because children with anemia are developmentally delayed in both their intellectual development as well as their physical development. So this is a typical package of sprinkles, and inside this one small package is the amount of iron, vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin D, and folic acid to meet a child's needs for one day. This is a tasteless product. The parents are instructed to tear open the top of the package and to simply dump the contents of the package into whatever complementary food they're using for their child, typically between the ages of 6 months and 3 years of age. So it is actually on the sort of the world agenda now for the treatment and prevention of iron deficiency anemia in children.
Well, my name is Dr. Owen Swiwa. I'm a research fellow at the Center for International Health. Oil still flows through the pipelines, which still explodes and spills all over and go through almost half of the villages. So we have a lot of health problems. If you just go close to some of these gas flares, the next day you have all your eyes burning red and all that. So you can imagine for people who live there constantly, they have such complaints. Some of them say they ingest water with a lot of oil and come down with diarrhea diseases, And the next thing you hear is that the villages they come from, there has been an oil spill. It's very simple, what research can do. We can demonstrate to the extractive industry that their processes is having negative health impact. Then our research would have contributed a lot. So it's using science as a tool for advocacy, or being activist, through science.
You can't stop small boys climbing mango trees because God put the mangoes at the end of the branch. But when a small boy falls out of the mango tree and gets a supracondylar fracture of his humerus, that should be there, as it is here, a relatively normal event of childhood. He goes to the hospital, he has a plaster put on, he goes to school, his friends sign his cast, and 3 months later he's doing just fine. Unfortunately, in much of the developing world, a simple, easily treatable fracture like that may lead to permanent disability, and that is an entirely preventable tragedy that is preventable through treatment of simple, common, basic surgical diseases.